What's up, guys? Steve here. To a lot of requests, I've been asked to make a game development tutorial, so I decided I'm going to throw together a real quick, simple ball game that I'm going to teach you how to make. One of my apps, Rollerballer 2, that I made a long time ago, runs off the same game engine, so you'll find it partly familiar. A lot of games in the App Store typically have this concept, but it's good. It's a good thing to learn CG point and positioning, and being able to move sprites and detect collision and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and teach you one right now. So I want to open up this, start a new project. Let's do a view-based application. Make sure you have iPhone selected. We're gonna call this simple ball game. Save. Okay. First thing you want to do is go into your classes in your simple ball view controller.h, and you want to add these following things into the header. Okay, here's what I just added to the header. I added these outlets. I added an IB outlet, UI button, start button, NS timer, and make sure you put the star, random main, CG point, no star, don't put the star, POS for position, IB outlet of UI image view, player, IB outlet UI image view enemy. Make sure you close the UI view controller method, then make an IB action of start. Alright, save that. You want to go into your interface builder, and I have dropped two images into the description that I would like you to download. So they are called, first open up your simple ball game project folder, then go into Finder, and you should see these two player ball and enemy ball images. If you do not have them, download them for the description box now. Or you could have two 50 by 50 pixel images of your own. But, you know, I'll leave that up to you. So go ahead and drag them into your simple ball game project folder. Once you're in your project folder, you can drag them into your resources folder, see right here. And then it'll ask you if you want to copy the item to the destination group. You don't need them. Make sure they recursively create groups. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold lately. Here you go. Oops, whoa. Here's the enemy ball and here's the player ball. So, added those two in. Open up Interface Builder, like I said, and here's your main view. You want to go into the Media tab over here, and you see your two images over here. Drag the red enemy ball and place it about right here. And then you want to drag your player ball and make sure you get it lined up with that. Make sure that you see the three blue lines. Oops. And right there. Next, you want to add a rounded rect button. It looks like this. And then you want to title it Begin. Save that. Oops. And then, alright, everything's in order there. Go open your document. It is under Window Document, or you can press Command 0. Highlight your file's owner. Go into your Connections tab. Connect enemy to that. Player to that. Start button to, oops, come on, to that. And start again to the button. Oops. Touch up, make sure you select touch up inside. Save. And that's about it for Interface Builder. You can quit. Alright, so you want to go into your .m file. Make sure you now delete all of this code right here, the commented code, because you don't need any of that. Alright, and then you want to go up here and add the following code. Add a view did load method. Open it with and add super view did load in brackets. Then you want to type position, POS, make sure, equals CG point make, and here's where it really comes your choice. I'm going to comment this right here and say you don't have to do this. This is just for you to see. In the thing right here is the X speed and the Y speed. for this right there. Alright, so this right here, I have the X speed for 5 and the Y speed for 4. You can change that to whatever you want. Don't change it to like 200 because then it's just, the ball is going to go ballistic and you will never be able to grasp the concept of the game. But, you know, you're free to do with it whatever you want. So if you want to have fun for 10 seconds, go ahead. Anyway, that's done for the view did load. Add your IB action of start and make sure that is called start button set hidden equals yet or yes, make sure that is in brackets, and then you want to do random main, which is the timer you made, equals ns timer scheduled timer with time interval. This will automatically pop up as you're typing it, so don't worry. Make sure you set it to 0.03. That is very important. You could maybe experiment with that later, but for right now, do 0.03. Target equals self, selector equals @selector. On timer, make sure that is exactly what it says, caps and everything. Lowercase on, capital T, timer. User info equals nil, repeats yes. You need that to repeat. Okay, you're done with your start. Okay, now you're going to add the on timer method. I have it right here. Here's the on timer method that you were calling right here. And that you need to call the check collision method, which we are going to make in just a second. So make sure you copy that just as it is. Check collision. Enemy.center equals CG point make, parentheses, enemy.center plus x, or .x plus position.x, comma, enemy.center.y plus position.y. Copy that exactly how it is. Then you're going to do if, open parentheses, enemy.center.x is greater than 320, then two absolute value bars, enemy.center.x is less than 0, and then you're going to no semicolon here, break, and do position.x equals negative position.x. This is basically detecting if it bounces off one of the sides of the screen, so it'll bounce it the other way. You have to keep the if statement exactly how it looks because this right here is still connected to this, and once you hit a semicolon, then it breaks the if statement. So then you're gonna do the same exact thing for the y, except change these to y's, and then make sure your the y dimension is 480. So copy that down exactly how it looks. Okay, you're done with the on timer. Now we are going to add the check collision method. This is the basically the method where it checks to see if the player ball and the enemy ball touch. So if you want to do if CG_rect intersects rect player frame dot frame and enemy dot frame parentheses, and then open the method and do random main, which is the timer, invalidate, which stops the timer. And then you do start bracket, start button, set hidden, no, which means brings back the begin button so you can play again. Actually, don't add that line of code. Forgive me, do not add that line of code. That might mess it up. So just forget about that. I'll explain why later. Now you wanted to go to CG_rect frame equals open bracket player frame. Make sure it's purple in the brackets because that's important. It's calling the whole frame of the player. And then frame.origin.x equals 137.0f. Okay? And then semicolon. Frame.origin.y equals 326.0. Semicolon. And then you want to do open bracket player set frame close bracket semicolon. Then you want to do the exact same thing for the enemy, just change this to frame 2, this to frame 2, this to frame 2, and this to frame 2. You have to leave this one just frame because it's calling the frame. This is an instance as well as this is, so this has no relation to this at all. This is just a name for the CG rect that you just made. So you can't have a duplicate of that, so you're going to call it frame 2. The origin x will be 137 the same, except the y this time will be 20.0. And make sure you put enemy set frame to. And then you want to add an alert view, UI alert view. Make alert equals start bracket, UI alert view allocate, close bracket, init with tile, you lost, or whatever you want here, message, ns string with format, at quotation, you are hit, try again. Delegate nil, cancel button title, dismiss, other button titles, nil. It'll prompt you for, it'll add the text as you go, just so you can easily switch between the message and the title and the buttons. You want to do alert show, semicolon, make sure you have a semicolon over here. Alert show, semicolon, alert release, semicolon. Okay, and there's one last bit of code, and we're going to put it right here. It is called the touches moved method. And this is very important. This is what detects your finger on the screen, and you're being able to move the ball around. So you want to do void touches moved, open parentheses, ns set asterisk close parenthesis touches space with event open colon open parentheses UI event asterisk close parentheses event. Open the method UI touch my touch equals start bracket event all touches close bracket any object close bracket semicolon. Player.center equals open bracket my touch location in view colon self dot view close bracket semicolon. I'll give you a second to write that down. It detects where your finger is on the screen, no matter where, any object, any place on the screen, within the screen boundaries, and it moves the player center over there, wherever you're touching. So if you drag it and move around all over the place, it'll follow. So that's basically how to drag an object. Alright, you are just about done. So you're gonna save, make sure you have the simulator, and build and go. Shouldn't get any errors. Alright, we don't have any errors. So here it is. Here's what it looks like. The begin button should begin your game. There we go. The ball's moving around. I'm able to drag this ball around with my mouse or your finger if you're testing on a device. And you see it's going kind of slow right now, but if I touch it, it says you are hit, try again. And it goes back to its original spot. Looks a little bit higher than it was. So if we want to change the speed and we change it to 15 and 24, which is pretty fast, I think. 3 and 4 times as fast. Oh, see, look how fast it's going now. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit hard. It's kind of, I think it's a little bit warped in the corners right now. Oh, yep, oh, you lost. So you can do a lot of things with this. You add a lot of games developed from just a small concept, and you could really use this for any concept really at all. So you could use that to your advantage. You add a timer to see how long it is. You know, just experiment with it and all that. So also here's what I was talking about, the timer interval. If you want like a more smoother look, you could increase the time to 0.1, but keep the speed a little bit smaller, because it's actually going 3 times faster. So if you do 5 by 5, then it fires the rate at 0.1 second. See how fast it's going now? It's only on 5.5 and 5 for the speed. So, you know, that's good for whatever. So that is a basic game development tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're struggling to get this to work, email me. I'll email you the source code. I'll help you out at first, but if it's really not going your way, I'll email you the source code. So I want everyone to try it out just to get familiar with the code, because if they just get source code all the time, it doesn't really help. That's basically how I learned. So, alright. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.